Hello folks, it's Ramey here, J. Ramey, attorney at law. I am an attorney in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we're here for another episode of Know Your Rights. This is episode 4. And before we go on, as I record this, it's April 18th, 2015. Just 2 days before 420, so I want to wish everyone a very happy and merry 420 day. And we are going to achieve freedom in Oklahoma one of these days, as well as throughout the United States. We're going to join Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and Alaska as a free state. We will get there. We will get there one day. Anyway, we're going to talk about the third thing on my big 3 things you need to know about your rights. And again, the big 3 things you need to know about your rights are on my Know Your Rights cards, and I will mail these out to anybody who asks for them. You just send me an email requesting some of these cards, and I will send them to you. And today we're going to talk about what's number 3 on the list of the big 3 things you need to know, and that is, I do not agree to stay here with you for any reason. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? That is the third of the big 3 things you need to know about your rights when having a police encounter. So let's take a little bit closer look at the big giant post-it note. All right, folks, here we have a little bit closer look at the third thing you need to know about your rights when having a police encounter. And again, this is, I do not agree to stay here with you for any reason. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? We do not voluntarily stick around with the police for any reason. We do not agree to stick around with the police to answer just one more question. Or we do not agree to stick around with the police so they can go get a drug dog. Any other reason, there is no reason. And there are no even ifs. Even if your friend told you, you have to. And even if the police say, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. And even if they threaten to arrest your wife, your aunt, your mom, your dad, your son, your cat, your dog, we do not agree to stay around with the police for any reason. There are no reasons. Now, let's talk about how this often comes up, especially with my clients, because where I live in this part of Oklahoma, or all of Oklahoma actually, people are more likely to be stopped by police out in their cars. Cities, big cities like New York, well, not Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia, places like that, people are out walking a lot. And we're going to talk about what happens if a police officer tries to stop you when you're out walking. But in my practice, it's more often happens in a car. And this is what will happen. This is almost exactly the way it'll go down. A police officer will pull you over for some stupid traffic violation. Maybe it's even a lie, who knows? Because we all know the police lie. But anyway, they pull you over, they pull you back to their car. They write you up the traffic violation, or the traffic ticket, citation, sometimes a warning. And then they give it to you. And then you start to get out of the police car. You open the door, and you start to walk out, and you start to get up and walk out of the police car. And they'll say, oh, do you mind if I ask you just one more question? Or they may just say, oh, do you mind if I run a drug dog around your car? And 98% of my clients say, oh, sure, I'll answer all the questions you got. No problem. I'll stay here all day. Well, the cop asks them to kind of run a drug dog around your car. And 98% of my clients, oh, sure, no problem. Why would I care about that? I got all day to stick around and do whatever you want. No, we don't do that. We say, if that happens to you, you think the traffic stop is over, and he gives you all your stuff back, gives you the citation, and he says, oh, by the way, can I ask you just one more question? And you say, no, I do not agree to stay here with you for any reason. Then you ask him, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? Anytime you're having an encounter with a police officer and you're not sure whether you're free to go or not, then just ask him, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? It's that simple. Now, here's the reason why the police will do this. Why they will give you your citation, and you'll start to get out. And they may even say to you, the traffic stop's over, you're free to go. And then you start to get out of the car, and then they say, can I ask you one more question? And the reason they do that is the case law says the police officer cannot prolong a traffic stop to ask you things about for consent to search, or do you have drugs in the car, or can I run a drug dog around your car? The law says they can't do that. The law says they can do that during a voluntary encounter. So the law says once the person gets their citation and gets their driver's license and their proof of insurance and everything back, if the officer says, can I ask you just one more question, the law says that is a voluntary encounter. If you agree to stay around to answer one more question, or wait for a drug dog, or wait for whatever, another officer to show up, or whatever. So, we do not have voluntary encounters with the police. We do not agree to stay around to answer just one more question. We do not agree to stay around to wait for a drug dog. We tell them, no, I do not agree to stay here with you. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? Now, if they tell you you're free to go, then go! Get in your car and shut up. Well, first shut up, then get in your car and go. You don't say anything else. If you're free to go, then go. If they tell you you're not free to go, then we go back to number 1 and 2 on the big 3 things you need to know about your rights. No, I do not consent to search, and I got nothing to say, and I need to talk to an attorney. That's it. It's not that difficult, but 98% of my clients think, oh yeah, I'll stay here with you. I'll stay here for an hour and wait for a drug dog and answer all the questions you got. No, we don't do that. We get in our car and go. And if they say you're not free to go, then you just stand there and say, I got nothing to say. I need to talk to an attorney. And no, you can't. I don't consent to a search. Now, often you'll ask this question, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? And they don't want to answer that directly. They'll say, well, I just want to ask you some questions. Hey, I said get over here. And then you just say it again. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? You may have to say it 3 times, and if they don't give you a direct answer, then you just turn around and start to go, slowly. If they order you to stop, then guess what? You're being detained. But if they don't order you to stop, or if they directly tell you, you're free to go, we're done here, then go! Don't stand there and run your mouth. Get in your car and go. If you're walking, walk away. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about walking down the street. You're walking down the street. Cop comes up to you. You got ID on you? Same thing. You don't even have to say the first part, but you can say it if you want to. I do not agree here to stay with you for any reason. But a cop comes up to you on the street and says, you got ID. Don't pull out your ID and stop. You say, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? If he says, I'm detaining you, then you stop. If he doesn't give you a direct answer, if he says you're free to go, then go! Turn around and keep on walking. We do not agree to stay with the police for any reason. There are no reasons. There are no even ifs to this. Now, again, if the police stop you on the street, again, they may say, you got ID. Hey, buddy, get over here. Hey, come here for a minute. Again, you ask them, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? Unless they say you're being detained, you're under arrest, I'm ordering you, you cannot leave, then go. And don't say anything. And don't give them your ID until they tell you you're being detained. Unless you're being detained, you do not have to give a cop any ID. In fact, you never have to give a cop any physical ID. The law says that if you are being detained, you are being legally detained, you have to give your first and last name. But you are under no requirement to give a physical ID. Again, folks, I understand that the police like to play their little games, and you ask them, are you detaining me, or am I free to go, and they don't give you a direct answer. I understand that. I have clients tell me about it. I see all kinds of videos that I even post on my Facebook page of the police doing that. But you got to understand, you ask them, if you're not clear whether you're free to go or not, you ask them, are you detaining me, or am I free to go? And they give you some non-responsive answer. So you ask them one more time. They give you a second non-responsive answer. At that time, go. Just go. And if they order you to stop, then you're being detained. But make sure they're ordering you to, this stuff about, I just want to ask you some questions. That's not an order that you have to stop. Do you got ID on you? That's not an order for you to stop. Until they say, I'm ordering you to stop. I am detaining you. You are under arrest. Unless they say those things, then go. And again, if you've asked them, are you detaining me or am I free to go, and they're not being responsive, then just turn around and start walking away. Start walking back to your car. If you're on the street, just start walking away. And don't say anything. And walk away slowly. Don't run. And if they order you to stop, make sure it's an order to stop. Not, hey, we just want to talk to you. That's not an order to stop. To say, I'm ordering you to stop. Or just the yell, stop. Then you're being detained. Alright, folks. Every once in a while I have these naysayers. They all went to a better law school than me, and they know it all better than me, and their friend, the waitress at Pizza Hut, told them all how the law works, and they know it all. And they say, it doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work. I'm not telling you that this is magic. This is not some magic word or magic phrase that you're going to say, and all the officer just goes, okay, sir, you can go, no problem. I'm sorry to bother you, sir. Go ahead. But the law says if you voluntarily stay with the police officer, then when we get to court, there's nothing I can do for you. They say it was voluntary. If you say, I'll wait around for a drug dog for 1 hour, and you sit there for 1 hour, and the dog comes along and looks on your car, then when we get to court, there's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing I can do. But if you asserted your right and you said, I do not agree to stay with you, and the cop says, well, I'm detaining you, and we're going to wait for that drug dog, then when we get to court, I can argue he had no reason, no legal basis to detain you. And sometimes I get those cases dismissed. It's not a guarantee, it's not all the time, but sometimes I get those cases dismissed. But if you agree to sit there for an hour or a half hour or an hour and a half, if you agree to it, it's voluntary. And I have these clients come and tell me, well, that was illegal. It was an illegal detention. And we're looking at a video of the traffic stop. And the cop says, do you mind waiting around for a drug dog? And the client, oh, no, sure, go ahead. I'll wait as long as we need. And I look at him and say, you agreed to it. It's not illegal if you agree to it. If you agree to stay with some cop for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, it's not illegal. It's only illegal if you said you wanted to go. I do not agree to stay with you. Are you detaining me or am I free to go? Folks, please, please never, ever waive your sacred constitutional rights when having a police encounter. Always assert your rights. You tell these guys, I do not agree to stay with you here for any reason. Are you detaining me or am I free to go? It's very simple. And as always, I have my Know Your Rights cards. I will mail these out to anybody who asks for them. You just send me an email requesting the cards and give me your address, and they have the 3 big things you need to know written here right on them. You can keep this right in your wallet next to your driver's license, so if you have a police encounter, you can pull this right out and refer to it. And if you're just so scared, you're so terrified, you can't even read from the card, you just give the card to the cop. Say, here, I'm asserting my rights. But never waive these rights. Never agree to anything. Alright, folks, that is it. That is our lesson for today. That is Know Your Rights, episode 4. And next week we'll do another episode, and I have not decided what the topic's going to be yet, but I got a whole week to think about it, and it's going to be interesting, whatever it is. And until then, I'll say goodbye. See you.